Perfect.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day, in every single way. The God who made the universe.
All right. I know it's been forever, people, but we are back. This is Courage and Comedy. I have an incredible group of people with me today. So excited to do this. Of course, we have the heart behind Courage and Comedy, which is always Mary Jane. Hi, Mary Jane. How are you? Well, no, this is live. You can talk out loud.
I can talk out loud. Oh my goodness! Well, good evening, everybody. I don't know who's in the audience, but happy Adult Use Week.
Woo! We have Mother Cannabis in beautiful Michigan, my home. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm happily filling a fat cone.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
The field behind me. I'm happy. Couldn't be happier this evening.
Of course. Okay. 1 second. And we have our special guest who is also living and from Ohio. We have Sean Showtime. Thank you for joining us today, Sean.
What up? What up? It's your boy, comedian Sean Showtime. What's happening?
Absolutely. So we're so excited to have you. And we took a month off. We are back, and we've got our core here today, and we brought on Sean Showtime because you live in Ohio. You're an amazing. Give us all of your credentials here, Sean.
Well, I am a stand-up comic. I've been doing comedy about 16 years. I'm also a playwright. I'm also a writer, and I'm also a business owner. I own, trucks and stuff like that, drive 18-wheelers. So I do a lot of things. My dad.
Mother Cannabis used to be a truck driver.
Yeah. I'm an ex-husband, so I'm good. I got everything good.
I'm not.
Very good.
I'm an ex-husband.
We're excited to have you here on a very special show, I think. Don't you? The world changed just a little bit in Ohio, yesterday. Yesterday, right?
Tuesday.
Right.
It's Thursday. Yeah.
Lost track.
So
the world
lost in time.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start out. First of all, Sean, we're excited to have you. You live in Ohio. What do you think about recreational cannabis? What do you think about this whole thing?
Personally, I think that it should have been passed because honestly, man, we've been in my neighborhood since I was born. So people smoked weed every single day. Even though it was illegal, people still smoked every day, all damn day. So it should have just passed because, dude, I don't know a day that went by that I didn't smell weed somewhere.
This is
my
true.
dad's
Say it again, Michelle.
I said it was coming from my dad's house on Orchard Street in over 1970 forward. True story.
I get it. Well, let me say, Sean, this might be your kindred spirit. This might be your soulmate over here because everything you said is right up, Michelle's alley. So, so there you go. But yeah, I totally understand it. And to be honest, you're not the first person that said that. Where people who have been living, I don't know, cannabis culture, living life, this is just their normal. They're kind of like, okay, what? Like, I'm going to do what I did yesterday. And so give us that a full perspective here. Mary Jane, which is your real name.
It's my birth
Tell
name.
us what your thoughts. So, if you don't know, and Sean, I'm obviously saying this for you. Mary Jane is an incredible activist as well as Mother Cannabis. Mary Jane is a writer for the Columbus Free Press. Sean is thinking about moving to Columbus, so I'm just
Yes.
connecting the dots here, right?
Yes.
Um,
I
I know
love
you've been,
Columbus.
yeah, it's a great. First of all, the weather's a little bit better than Cleveland.
Yeah.
It is like
Yeah.
10 degrees
Yeah.
sometimes,
It is
It
but
is.
better. I'm a Cleveland girl. It's a lot better in
We got
Columbus.
something called wind chill factor.
Indeed. Are you a Cleveland person too?
yes,
Myself, yeah. You see
Yeah.
my Cleveland Browns right there? See that? See that?
I
I'm
do
going. See that?
actually.
Of course.
Dude,
See that right there? See that?
yeah,
right.
I do. I'm a Lorain
Isn't it
County
really
girl. I
football?
grew up in Lorain
Yeah.
I'm
life.
telling you, this is your kindred spirit right here. This is your kindred spirit.
Neighborhood
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
It's
Mary
like
Jane, like you've lived this, and we've obviously had these conversations in the past, but you've lived this for so long. Is it passe to you? Is it, well, of course, or how are you feeling during this week?
It's a sense of almost gratitude. It's like I've said this analogy many times. You've walked up this huge mountain, huge mountain, to get to a destination, and you get to a plateau, and
Mm-hmm.
you look out over how far you've come, and you go, wow. And originally the scenery is actually beautiful up here. You were talking about, your particular culture. Well, no, not in my culture, which is always cannabis around here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you went to certain spots like, a fraternity house or someplace like that, yeah, you're going to get that. And, it's certainly from about, I can't remember. I think I first encountered cannabis about around 1971, started then and been continuous user ever since. But I always felt I was an anomaly. But in the same respect, I didn't realize how many people kept it so quiet and so underground that there's all
Mm-hmm.
these people. When we started running ballot issues, the very first day I did this about 2013. We launched a ballot issue. We had over 3,000 people almost come out of the woodwork to volunteer for us. I'm like, where have you been all my life? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think that in terms of my culture, it was always underground. And why was that? Because the Controlled Substances Act of 1970 made marijuana a Schedule One drug, and just put it in a space where it was inaccessible. And if you accessed it, they were going to throw you in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's such to me when I got involved in this. To me, I got involved because it was this issue of social justice to me. Not that I'd ever been to jail for, but it just seemed to me like so many people were dying the medicine, so many people going to jail, et cetera, et cetera. That just kind of hit me, and I started to do my activism probably around. I had this discussion the other day. I started with my interest in 1970. I joined Normal in 1982. I'll show you my membership card. And fast forward, I started really doing this full time in 2000. And we started running ballot issues in 2012, 13. We passed HB 523 in 2016. And then finally last year, 2023, we passed the adult use, issue two. And just this whole, yes, this whole long journey, you can see what I'm saying. I'm standing at this plateau going, wow.
Wow. Right. Well, it's one thing to like part of the reason that I got into the space just as a physician, I feel like a lot of times you're sitting at home and you're watching some documentary. I love a good documentary, right? And you're kind of like, yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah, I guess that was important, but you weren't a part of it, right? And when I saw Charlotte Figge and that whole story with Sanjay Gupta, well, I don't know, what was that? 20
September 2013. I'll never forget it. I can always
and
pinpoint the
I
day.
was in that moment I was like, like there's something else going on here. And I had already had a patient that had introduced cannabis as a medicinal option. So it really piqued my interest. But I realized when I moved to Columbus, I could either sit on the couch, and when I see the documentary, I could be like, yeah, I guess that was important. Or I could be in the storm and make a difference. And I didn't want to sit on the couch anymore. You know what I mean? And and for me, it was about, I think we're very similar, Mary Jane, where it was about the stories. It was about what people experienced. And I really connected with the people that were living in shame and hiding and, all, and I was like, about a plan? Really? Is that what we're doing? It just blew my mind. And when a lot of the other doctors, because of either their employer or themselves are living on their, high throne and weren't talking, I really was fed up with medicine. So I was like, I don't care. I'll talk, because if they take my license, I'm kind of over big medicine anyhow, right? So yeah, I do think it's I feel like we do act like it's a little passe, but at the same time, I think it's really a remarkable. Like, you've worked hard. Both of you have worked hard to.
I think it's important I think it's
Yeah.
really important that we, as a community, and I guess I'm saying this because I'm immersed in it, but we recognize a lot of us are now in the 2024 mode, and I hear these people say, "Well, I've been doing this all the way since 2012." I'm like, "Oh, you rookie, you," you know.
Right.
Seriously, but the thing is that I'd like to see that legacy somehow preserved, because I want people to understand what it was like before. Hey, I could just run down to the dispensary and get myself a counselor, or get myself a vape, or get myself some dabs, whatever, But it wasn't so easy, and it was really, very dangerous. A lot of people went to jail, and that's what's so
A
tragic. They
lot
had
of
their lives.
people went to jail. A lot of people went to jail.
Yes,
For what?
yes,
Are still.
Well, let me tell you this.
yes, that's true, Michelle. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay, go
people
ahead.
is, but you know what? A lot of people are getting out now. Did you hear about that mayor in Maryland let out
Yep. Mm-hmm.
24, what was it, 24,000 people? 20, what was it?
I thought it was closer to 100,000 something.
It could have been like, yeah, 100,000 people he let out of jail for weed
All at
cases.
once?
He
Yeah, the
expunged
mayor
their
in
record.
Maryland.
He expunged your record.
Yeah, he sponged
I
the record
didn't
and let him out.
that. We vote
Westmore,
for
that's
Yeah.
the guy. He's the
I think he was
governor.
the governor. The governor.
Governor
Yeah.
of Maryland. Governor of Maryland.
Yeah.
Whatever his
Let them
name is.
out
Yeah,
Wow.
because of, yeah. Man, I
Okay,
can
wait.
tell you,
Go ahead.
well, see, the crazy part is in my culture, when my hood, you was able to get weed. You can
Okay,
go to
wait.
the church and get some weed.
Shout out what's your neighborhood?
My neighborhood is east side of Cleveland.
Okay. The
Uh,
whole East.
Union and Miles area. 93rd, Union, Miles, Harvard. That's where I
Very,
was from.
very
You
good.
know what I
Okay, now
mean? And
hey, shout it
now
out.
where I was from, you can go get weed from the church. That's how that's how much weed was in my neighborhood. You can go,
Wow.
the pastor be like, oh, and Jesus said, then at the church over with, like, you want to get a bag? That's how it
No,
was in my
stop it.
in
Stop
my
it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
our
it.
church.
that's how it was in my neighborhood. So and the thing is, trust me, man. Trust me when I tell you, I grew up in a household. See, I used to, I was in the streets myself, so I know. So I was able to, dib and dab and do all that too. But I had an uncle when I was a kid. He still does this to this day. My uncle smoked weed every day since I was born all the way to now. Okay, I don't even never even known him not to be high.
Okay.
Like if he not high, he sick because he ain't high. So, but the weed was so plentiful in my neighborhood, like you can get it anywhere. And then, we had gradually grew to the point where they had different strands. See, back in the day, you had monkey paw. Remember monkey paw? You had monkey paw, and you had, you know what I'm saying? Monkey paw was supposed to be the good back in the day, and then
I was don't
and it
touch.
was
Wait,
yeah.
Michelle, what did you say? What did
I
you say,
said
Michelle?
monkey paw was bad. It had embalming fluid laced in it. Where I was
No,
from, that's what I
Oh,
was.
yeah,
bullshit.
What's that monkey
no.
paw?
See, and then we had what you call red head cess. Remember red head cess? Had that, but I remember when weed used to come in a garbage bag. Remember, we used to come in a millennium. Used to buy weed. You can spend $10 and get a satchel full of weed. Remember?
Where have I been all my life? Damn, I was in the wrong neighborhood.
You can get a
God
satchel for
darn.
$10 back in my hood. See, that's how it was in my neighborhood. See, we used to be. I'm talking about you could spend $5 and you get the Manila envelopes. It is full of, fill it up with weed, and that's for $10. Trust me, you in my neighborhood, boy, you was smoking good.
Oh, damn.
Oh my God, you're killing
That's
me.
great.
You're killing me.
You
I
That's
love
great.
it.
in
Well,
Fort Lauderdale.
saying that, I want to wait. Is it on here? So, oh yeah, it's on here. I'm all about pushing our authors. I'm all about giving you all of your flowers in this space, and I want to share with you one of our authors, Gerald, and he kind of did a drive by on Tuesday. So let's see.
Ooh, that's a line off this joint. What? I couldn't wait. Parked across the street, the whole parking lot packed. Look, I got
Let's go to
happy for
Street.
that.
No
Super
signage
speed.
around
That
here,
shit good
Mike.
interview.
Notice that.
Nice little line.
Now, where's this?
Look at it.
See the line real quick at the dispensary.
So yeah, he did his drive by going through there. And did either one of you go to the dispensary? I know, Sean, you're on the road, but did either one of you go to the dispensary Tuesday, Wednesday? Do
I went to
either
dispensary
one of
last
you
week.
go? I'm not. It's just between us. No one else is going to hear. Do either one of you even go to the dispensary?
Yes,
I do. Oh, yeah.
I went pretty
Yeah.
regularly right
Yeah.
up until June 1st.
Okay.
And June 1st, that's when they started raising the prices on my medical cannabis so they
did.
could make rec available to other people. And
You bring up an excellent point. They skyrocketed the prices for rent.
hired truck driver. I was injured at the age of 39. They tried to kill me with opiates and all kinds of poison. It cost me to gain even more weight than I gained as a truck driver. When my heart eventually quit beating, I got my head out of my butt, started living right, stopped using a bunch of prescriptions, traded this in, and now when I have major surgeries, and when I say major, I'm not playing, I don't use their opiate poison. I use full extract cannabis oil, encapsulated. I put it in a salve. I eat that shit inside, outside, and upside down. Upside down right now. See that? That's a king size.
Well, you can pass it over here.
Wait a minute. Let me put my glasses on so I can see that. Hold up. See, that's a king size. That's a bat. You smoking a bat right there. You can hit a ball with that joint.
From myself, ain't nobody judging. I'm in a field of girls.
That's right.
Right.
There's so many out there. I don't know how many there are, and this is just field number one.
Mm.
So tell us a little bit about where you are, Michelle, just give us an idea, because we just see a beautiful background, but where are you?
A lovely sunset.
I am in Charlevoix area in Michigan, which is the northwest coastline area. And we're celebrating a Michigan musician tonight named Tony Fox. Well, it'll be this weekend. I'm in early with an artist, and hopefully I'll be doing some book signings.
Hmm.
Oh,
You should be getting that out to you, so it should be good.
super excited. It's a bunch of musicians coming together to honor their local friend and musician. I've seen Tony and Sean Elizabeth many times. Again, this is Fox Fest up in the Charlevoix area. Let me know if you want to know where it is, because it's kind of like, who you know.
It's who
And
you know. Absolutely.
right.
Very good. Well, yeah, so that we shared the video of Gerald kind of doing the drive by there, and you know,
On on first
what's that?
legalization, my father would have turned 83 years old. My father was a veteran. He came out of the service in 1962, early 62. He utilized cannabis every day of his life until they stuck him in a nursing home. They doped him up with opiates.
Mhm.
Took 2 years. Then they tell me, well, he's at the end of his life. He has no reason to live. Well, of course he doesn't. He was happy until he had to go in a nursing home because he took two people to take care of him. And I was injured myself. I couldn't care for him anymore. And then they took control of his money and his future by giving him opiates until he freaking died. And all he wanted was a little bit of cannabis. So they call me. I come all the way from Florida. I come and hang out with my dad. I give him some honey that has some cannabis in it. I go home. The nurses tell me the next day when I roll in there, Mr. Neri was the nicest I've ever seen him. And I said, well, that's because Mr. Neri has his medicine that he's used to, that he used from the 70s all the way up until 2017, I believe it was, when he was put in the nursing home. And I personally might have got carpal tunnel from rolling all these joints every day. I mean, guy.
Your hand stuck like this. Your hand stuck like this.
Get him! I use it. Look, it's so bad I got a raw 6-shooter.
Look at that.
That's how-
Okay, if you don't know what this little, it's what is the size of a cup, but that little device will save you.
Oh my gosh, there's hold on. There's 6 holes in there. You can dial it 2 or 3, but like why? I need
So you put
6
cones
at a
in
time.
there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
put cones in, right?
ice cone. My
Oh,
cone
is that
thing.
what you used to roll the joints? That's what you used to roll
Yeah.
the joints.
It's sort of like
Okay.
roll.
Oh,
Who am I?
nice. Nice.
Okay,
Ones are
but
the
instead
king
of rolling, you put the cone in, and then you grind up your flour. Correct?
Come on, look here. I got this nice little handy filler.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
filler tray. And
And
then
so
I got
then
this
so
pencil type
you use
capper.
do you use a
This is
grinder or do you break it up with your hand?
it up, but tonight I'm using my magnet tray. Magnet tray. Watch this.
Oh, you got all the gadgets. That's what I'm talking
I know
about.
it's like full of gadgets today. Look at you. Wait,
Here I
wait.
have with ground flour. Here are normal size papers. And here's my bud waiting to be ground to go into these king size things because I'm Mother Cannabis at a festival in Michigan. And I'm an Ohio girl. And I better put some of my flour in some cones and represent, or they're going to laugh at me. So
That's
Represent,
right,
baby.
girl.
on Recreation Day, I celebrated my father, the veteran's 83rd birthday, because I know wherever he was doing this if he could. Happy birthday,
Absolutely.
Dad. Legal weed. And I didn't need to go to a dispensary. I've been in a dispute with them to the point that I was even quoted in a newspaper, the Akron Beacon Journal, because I am an indigent patient. And it hurt me desperately and turned me into an illegal citizen again when I have invested time and money to be a law abiding citizen every chance I can. They change the rules on me, they make it hard for me. I may have to move to Michigan. They got it right up here.
They do, but let me tell
What
you
are
about
they
Michigan.
doing so bad? What are they doing they're hurting that so much that they moved you to Michigan? I don't understand.
I am
I mean,
really, I find
raising the
it
prices.
that I can't do this at my house where I live in Ohio? Why can't I
So
grow
because
my own flower?
Ohio, right? You
Six,
can't
Well,
smoke.
grow
in
six.
Michigan, what
But
is the Michigan rule is that you have your caregiver, you can have 5 patients, and each patient can have like 10 plants or something like that. We're not that liberal in Ohio. We could have been
oh,
back in 2007. We were supposed to pass that Michigan law here in Ohio,
yeah,
and
and
some
I
people I know
am
screwed up badly.
never gonna
Let me ask you.
stop activists
Let me ask
till
you
it
guys a question. Let me ask you guys a question. From what I heard, and I thought I read this, I thought that you can, even in Ohio, that you can grow up to 2 ounces. Is that what it is?
You can grow 6
Based on
plants by
ounces, especially
yourself,
Six
plant.
plants.
12 if you live with somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. You can grow 6 plants, and you allowed to have uh 3 ounces or 2 ounces on in your person, like
2.5,
far as in your car,
2.5,
huh?
2.5,
Five,
2.5 ounces.
two point five
2.5.
ounces. Okay, yeah. So you can 2.5 ounces in your car. So that's why I wanted to know because it's like you know, I think it's getting there. And the crazy part is, I knew that it was going to pass in Ohio soon because I watched it on the ballot. I seen how many times it was on the ballot, how many
Mhm.
times that people were voting on it, but it wouldn't pass. And I promise you, I said this to a friend of mine. I said, it's not going to pass until they get all of the dispensaries in place, the growers, and everything in place, and figure out how to tax it. Once they figure out how to tax it, they're going to pass it. And I'd be doggone if they were like, hey, weed is legal in Ohio now. I said, yeah, I told you, didn't I?
But so if you before as a medical patient, you're probably paying what 8% tax. Now, as a recreational patient, you're paying 18% tax.
Ain't that something
So
crazy?
at the end of the day, to maintain a medical card is beneficial. You also get access to higher THC and just different products. You
Mhm.
also get a shorter line. Like they usually, most places that have medical and recreational will have a medical line, and so you don't have to be bothered with all of the recreational. And so it's like, what is it, the express pass or fast pass at
Yeah,
a
like at the
Disney
airport.
World or Cedar
I
Point?
was thinking the one they have at the airport that lets you go through TSA without having to
Oh,
go
what
through
is it?
You have
TSA.
a TSA pass of the weed. You have a weed essay pass.
Right, right. What is it? Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, when they like Xerox your eyes or something crazy and you can go that is annoying. Because I have a pre-check.
Nice.
They go
Oh,
faster
the
than the pre-check.
pre-check. Oh, the pre-check. But my son Matt has a pre-check.
Yeah, I have pre-check, but then what you're talking about, the other ones where they like, they do the thing on your eyeballs and whatever, they go
I never
faster than
heard
the
of that.
pre-check. That's called, can't remember. I
It's
have a
called
When did they
scanning
dog.
your
apply that?
eyeballs.
It's called scanning your eyeballs. I have like they gave me a leash for my dog. I have a dog leash with the name of it, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it's definitely a special time here in Ohio, and I'm hoping that I'm always on the side of can we keep the medical stories alive, and can we normalize this so it's not so
oh, there's
whatever.
Michelle. There's she's. I knew you were here. I smelled you 2 aisles over. Damn right you did.
Hey,
I've heard that before.
sweetie, who are you talking to?
Well, actually, someone approached me in a pharmacy, and they said, Michelle, I know that's you. I can smell you 2 aisles over. And I'm
Someone
thinking
said
to
that to you?
they damn well better smell me 2 aisles over because I work very hard on utilizing my cannabis. And what gives them the right to say I'm fat or I smell like weed or I had one too many beers at the bar and they can smell me when I walk by? What gives anybody the right to say maybe you need to go home and take a shower?
Who
It's
said
all
that to you? Who said that?
I knew about 4 years ago while I was in a pharmacy shopping for regular prescriptions. People think it's okay to talk about me being stinky. My own family, when I come to events, I bring a shirt that I keep in the trunk of my car in a sealed envelope because I may or may not smoke weed in my car.
You may or may not.
No, we none of us smoke weed in our car, right?
Oh, that never happened. Only when it's parked, like now. I park it a lot because, I'm a traveler. But anyway, yeah, I have to wear a clean shirt inside the house to family events every time.
Okay,
I
but your
never gave that
family
a second thought.
pro cannabis. Your family was very pro cannabis.
My dad, and he was the boss. I'm the only chip that fell off the old block there. Everybody else is, part of the. I'm the black sheep, rainbow sheep,
Part of
kind
the
of.
exception, right? So let
Okay,
me tell you,
rainbow sheep.
some of the education that I'm doing, so I went from patient education to people that want to be in the industry, vocational education. Now I'm doing physician and practitioner, education so that they know what to do about it. And the one thing I'm fighting for the group is that we can give them all the information about what to do with cannabis all day. The number one thing that they need to learn is how to release the stigma, because they can know how to prescribe it, but if they're still looking at people like, oh, you're that pothead, oh, or if they feel like it's a last resort when a patient is asking for a first resort medication, like, we need to be able to understand that this can be, we can start here. We can start here for the patient that's comfortable with that, or that we feel that it's a better option, right? And so I'm fighting for more, almost like diversity, equity, inclusion education for these practitioners, because they can know how to do it. But if they're still turning their nose up at people, then what's the point?
Right. Yep. So my
You,
surgeon and my cardiologist, they're all very happy I'm a number one patient because I don't utilize opiates when I have my surgeries. I utilize my cannabis all the way around. Every single one of my Cleveland Clinic physicians and surgeons, and I only have the top notch ones, every single one of them are flabbergasted. I just did it to my last cardiologist last week. He's looking at what I used to be and what I do now, and that I only use cannabis to do it and to survive it. They are astounded. And Dr. Bridget, I don't know if you know this, but I went mountain biking 2 weeks ago. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did. My rotator cuff surgery. Look at this. Well, you can't swear. It's the other arm.
Nice,
She
nice,
seems,
nice,
Behind my
wow,
back. Up. I can.
nice.
wow.
Congratulations.
A10, no opiates. They don't know what to do with me. They just sit back and watch me
But
smoke.
you're the educator, and that's your responsibility. Okay, so let
Yeah.
me throw something out at you. Today is August 8th. It is the Lion Portal Day. Is that correct? I'm learning about this. It's new. I've been meditative all day, but let's learn a little bit more about the Lion Portal.
This on or before August 8th. You need to listen to this. Because on August 8th, 2024, there are going to be a Lion's Gate portal, known as the most powerful day of the year to manifest anything you want. On this day, the sun is going to be on the house of Leo, which is its home placement, making it a very powerful month to manifest money, relationships, change in your life, confidence, and results are unbelievable. And all of these are taking place on the 8th day of the 8th month of the year. And in numerology, 8 symbolizes infinity, abundance, endless opportunities. If you doubt, take the 8 and turn it right or left. The result is infinity. So, take a pen and a piece of paper and write all the things you want to manifest in the coming days by starting with, I am happy and grateful, then your wishes. If you ask for anything, it is going to happen, but you need to do.
All right, people. Who's heard about this before today? Of course.
I've never heard about it. I would have manifested if I would have heard about it.
No, you still got time because this portal lasts until I think the 12th.
12th of August.
Mm-hmm.
12th of August.
See, I can only burn
So
my. I'm about to
I am
meditate
not
with my sage. So
that's
I have sage on my truck. I have to
so
meditate with it.
Mary Jane, you didn't hear about this before today?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not. I guess
Um,
I'm not tuned to that. Attuned to
yeah,
that.
no, but we're living a new life now, Mary. We're doing things different now, Mary Jane. So now we know about the line. I didn't know about it till the only reason I know about it is Candy Flores, who's one of our regulars on the show, who opened up a wellness center, and it's all about more spiritual, holistic ways of healing. She mentioned it to me yesterday or the day before, and then I started seeing everything online about it. And first of all, let me tell you, if one of those Marvel superhero portals open in front of me, I know I'm not going to hell. I will walk through the portal because it's got to be better. It's got to be better than this. I know it's not. It can't be worse. I know I'm not going to hell. So I have been in a very meditative state today. I've been very open, but the whole idea is that it's August 8th. So the 8th month, the 8th day, and 24 is a division of 8. And so it's a Lionsgate portal, and it's an opportunity to. The whole point is that whatever you manifest it will happen. And so, but I think it is, look this up, dig into it, people, because it's not just today, it's a portal. And that portal might, dig in, because that portal might be anywhere or what have you. It will happen for the next several days.
Hey, Dr. Bridget, what if you walked through a portal and all your ex-boyfriends was in that portal? Yeah, would you walk back out that portal? Like, I got to get the hell out this portal.
You want to talk about, you don't turn around, you just walk back. You're just like, oh, maybe not. No, but I'm a good one. I feel okay. So people manage those differently. I'm thinking here. I maintain decent relationships. I wasn't always that person that maintained the decent relationship with the ex type thing, but I decided I want to be that person, right? So that means you choose better in the beginning, and then you exit before you hate somebody.
I
Right.
agree.
That's
Right.
facts.
And then that allows you to have a because you should have healthy relationships with these, because you weren't able to maintain a healthy relationship within the relationship, but it doesn't mean you can't maintain a healthy relationship outside of it. So yeah, I'm fairly decent with that. I mean, if they're crazy, that's not my fault. But
You know how many years I've been married?
go for it. Tell everybody.
48.
She looked around.
You been married 48 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's a rare.
I was
can
married
teach
48 minutes.
Oh hell.
No, I met my
I
husband.
I was like, I do. I said, God damn it, I don't. I'm good. I'm good.
I met my husband the first day of college, and we started dating that same first term freshman year. We've been together ever since. Essentially, we've been together for 50 years.
Wow.
That's a blessing.
Wow. You can teach a class, because everybody has their difficulties. Everybody has their
Longevity.
But some people jump ship so fast. And then some people keep jumping from one ship to the next ship to, you know what I mean? But you could teach a class on patience. I'm just going to leave it there. Patience and understanding.
I'm a very patient person. I think, or at least I think I am.
Yeah.
I needed that message.
I know. I just figure out, I got it right the first. I'm one of those people who likes to get it right the first time. And so I did. And so.
No, but I think you're
That's
very
good.
analytical.
50,
Yeah, and
50 years of marriage. That's good.
that's amazing. But that
My
also
grandmother,
means there's a in your heart and for your husband as well, there was a desire to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I don't know. I just think we've just been really tight all ever since we met. I
right?
wouldn't
Like
even
you're
think of anything else. I just that doesn't
everybody
even that
is
isn't
like that. Like that's a blessing, really. Like I know you
well, it's
know
a
that.
tremendous blessing. I'm extremely lucky. I know it. I'm extraordinarily lucky. I'm
Yeah.
extraordinarily lucky in many aspects of my
Let's
life.
be
And I
honest,
try to
and
recognize that every day.
we're like you've never said a bad. You've never mentioned him and rolled your eye. Like women know. You all know when you mention your like. I know so many people that say, "Yeah, my husband." Like immediately. Am I lying? I mean, oh yeah, and he might be a wonderful, sweet person, but immediately, oh yeah. So he said this. I see it all day long. You've
that's
never
how we
not done
know.
that. It doesn't mean you didn't feel
That's
it one day, but you've never done that.
but that's how men know. We'll say, "You married?" You'll be like, "Yeah." Oh, really? Well, here's
It's
my
true.
number. Here's my number.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, if you say yeah, yeah, exactly. But
The only
I'm
time
really
I'm
kind of scared to really
love,
talk about that because it's
I
like I've been
know.
married all this time, and nothing lasts forever. And it scares the shit out of me that that I would lose something like this in my life. So yeah, just I'm so blessed and I'm so lucky. I'm just like I hope. I mean, I hope. But I'll take to put it this way: my husband's parents. How many people who are my age are still have both of their parents alive? How many people do you know?
No,
His parents are both 93. They live independently in their own home. They do all their own housework. They still drive around. In fact, last week they drove to Portsmouth and back. I mean, I guess that's just kind of maybe the lineage that we have or something like
right,
that. And
right.
they've been married for 70 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
70
amazing.
years.
Mm-hmm.
They've
Wow.
been married longer than I've been alive. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
1000%. Double it almost, right? Double it. Seriously. That's amazing. Wow. Well, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. So, yes, so don't forget about your Lions Gate portal. And if you never see me again, I went through the portal. Okay, people? Like
Damn,
okay.
Bridget,
let's
what are we going to do without you?
yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
like
you can't do
okay, so
that.
I totally believe in astral projection. I believe you can leave your body and have different experiences. And if I go through a portal, I'm not going to hell, so why not?
Do what you
I need
do, but I mean, we need
as
you here
someone
on Earth.
always
We
tells
need you
me,
here on Earth, Bridget.
no, no,
You're
no.
doing a very good job right here, and
Yeah,
we
No,
come
really
get
need
me. Come
you.
get me.
as someone continuously tells me I desperately need a vacation, there's a vacation in the portal. I don't know. I don't know if you know. There's a vacation.
There's a vacation in the portal.
There's a vacation.
That might be
So
attractive there. I like to take a
might
vacation.
might be a
and you don't
permanent
have to
vacation in the
fly.
portal.
You just go through the portal and you're already on the beach. Done.
Yeah,
Done.
like maybe like a Jamaica, the winds, the good trade winds are blowing. The oceans are lapping against the beaches, and it's got a big joint right here, and some
All
iced
of it.
tea or whatever that they put in that stuff, that's a little bit more potent. Okay, I think I want to manifest that. Especially
And
as I'm
if
going,
you
especially
manifest
as we're
it
going into
during the
winter.
portal, it will happen. We should do a Courage and Cannabis conference, and it just happens to be in Jamaica.
I'm
Oh,
ready.
perfect,
Up
perfect.
there. I fly easy.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so I have one more video for you because we're over time, but well, no, we started a little bit late. So let's do this was another video that I found that's trending right now, and I want to get your take on it.
right now called bed rotting, and people are getting absolutely disgusted by this.
Bed rotting is a trend where you just kind of enjoy the time that you have in your bed. Younger generations are really embracing this concept.
Now, basically what this trend is, it's basically where you lay in your bed and just absolutely do nothing. You're not fully asleep, you're just laying there doing nothing. Reasons why people came up with the name bed rotting. And what's really sad is people are making this a whole trend. This trend just started a couple days ago, so it's only at 4,000 posts. But go check it right now and see how many videos it's at. It's quickly climbing because a lot of people do this, and it's not because of bed rotting, it's because of other things, if you get what I'm saying. But according to scientists, this condition is most found with Gen Z, and that's anyone born after 1966. And their reasons for this are just because this generation is completely exhausted. Things like inflation, bills, and more are just a simple headache to this generation and can cause extreme stress. Don't get me wrong, back then I'm sure they had it worse. But I can tell you right now, everything was not as expensive, and yes, you had to work, but it's just even harder to get what you need and what you want now than it was back then. As far as how expensive things are. When I covered.
All right. So I took a quiz the other day, and it asked, how much time do I spend bed rotting? And I was like, I had to look it up. Like,
Bed rotting.
Bed rotting.
That's nothing but a nap.
It's a bed rot. I mean, like if you wake up in the morning, you're kind of zoning out. You just kind of want to lie there and not really get up because I really don't want to have to get up. Is that bed rotting, or is this something you're doing the entire day?
I think I've seen my older daughter was really, I didn't know what she was doing, but she was good at it. I honestly believe bed rotting did not exist for us because we did not have cell phones. Because you wake up and you get on the phone and you order food from your phone, run downstairs, grab it from Uber Eats, go back to your, and they just pile in trash. They never leave their bed, and they're literally on their phone all day and all night. Like with my older daughter, I had to take the phone. Well, I took the phone out of her room immediately, but I realized that her friends would call her at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because that's what they do. And I would hear the phone ringing. So I obviously turned it off, and I was like, what is this? And she says, they lie in bed all day. They go to sleep. They wake up. They call friends. This is what they do. And so, and I was like, we did not bed rot because when you try, we used to sleep late, but after a while you're hungry. You have nothing to do. You might have some books that you could read, but after a while, I mean, we didn't have TVs in our bedroom. So after a while, you got to get up and do something. But if you have your phone, why do you ever have to get up? Ever.
If you over 40, you've been bed rotting ever since you've been 40, because you don't want to get up. You'll wake up and stay in the bed because you tired or you're 40. You stay your ass in the bed for a second.
Right. That's called sleeping late.
Yeah. But bed rotting, I don't understand. They're always making stuff up. These young kids make up stuff too much, man. It's just ridiculous.
Say, get the hell up. Where are the parents to say that pull the blankets off?
They're working. They're working.
You are not lying.
These kids today, man, it's ridiculous the way these kids acting today.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I feel like
about me. They didn't like us when my parents, the generation, the World War II generation, absolutely hated the baby boomer generation. You know, because they've been in the Vietnam War, so we'd have our own war. You know, we'll kill 50,000 people to make them feel good.
Like my generation talks horribly about millennials, and I don't know. I think we were still stuck on. I don't know if we're talking about Gen Z. We're still stuck on the millennial thing. Okay. But I feel like every generation looks at the next like, what the hell's wrong with them? Right. Mm-hmm. But this whole bed rotting thing. So who's in the house with you? Who's allowing that? Get the hell up. Get the hell up.
Get up, go to work, do something. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of people have to go to work. Yeah.
AJ, how long have you been down there?
For like 30 minutes.
I looked
Oh,
Yeah,
several times. I looked several times.
no worries. No, it's all good. I'm
Okay,
good to
just
so
see
hanging
you,
out.
AJ.
and we're near the end of the
Hey,
show here, but AJ, tell everybody who you are. We need to introduce you to Sean, but tell us who you
hi,
are,
Sean.
AJ.
So I'm AJ Warren. I am an engineer in many different crafts. I'm definitely a curator of cannabis for sure. I walk with courage, literally.
Walk with
But
courage.
you know, especially nowadays. So, but I'm right here. I'm right here in Columbus right now,
How are
Oh,
Columbus,
you?
Ohio.
where
Yep, yep, right here on the south side.
at? Hmm.
But the past couple weeks, I've been over there at the Wilberforce University building a few new buildings for their dorms.
Very good.
Yeah,
Wait, so are you doing the salon with us at Joe Brennan's at the Columbus Botanic? Are you doing the panel with us?
I believe I was. That was this coming Saturday, correct?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
good. I'm
Yes.
excited. That's
Yep.
great. That's great. Good
Wonderful.
to will be good to see you.
Oh
Very
yeah, no,
good.
it's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. So AJ he was the closing chapter of book one,
Yep.
who really brought a call to action at the end of the book. So that was very exciting to add
Yeah.
your story in there and have you be a part. And we're happy that Sean Showtime was able to kind of bring some levity to recreational. AJ, you got to tell us your thoughts on recreational.
So as of now, I've definitely seen huge price, differentiating like factors such as what they said it would be versus what it is. But I heard a lot about quality just not really there,
No, the
even for the
quality is
top
going to suck.
top.
No, because the lot of them, so talking to
They
processors,
rushed.
the
Yes.
cultivators have been holding on to flower because they never knew when recreational was going to hit and they didn't want to like let go of it. So the
Yes.
processors have been, it's been hard for them to make tinctures and gummies and what have you because the cultivators wouldn't let go of the product. So they've been
Yep.
holding on to harvest. Oh, probably
Oh wow.
a little bit too long, right? So
Yeah.
I'm happy. If anything, the recreate. So hopefully we can kind of move through this moment. Prices will
Yep.
eventually come down,
Oh yeah.
and we'll get back on track.
And that's the biggest thing is like it all has a starting point, but the main issue I have with it all is how hard it is for people to start. If you have, your heart in it, but you've been financially suppressed, you can't get
Mm.
in. You can't. Like
Are you
I've
talking
feel
about as far as being an ownership, or are you talking about being a
well,
patient?
well, if you wanted to have a career in it, I don't see it
Mm,
uh, being something where you will necessarily have ownership. I mean, that's already a select few.
True. Right.
For liability and you got to have surety,
liquidation.
right? And then
You got to move to a more open state.
yeah, you have to allow here. I think it to be more open for the consumer
Hmm.
to allow the actual market to take off appropriately. And I'm not saying it's not going to get there, but like right now, it's 2 days in, and uh, I mean, I've seen an influx of traffic in some stores here or there, but nothing super crazy, honestly. But I think it
Really
was like you said,
interesting.
they were anticipating a lot.
Yeah, I honestly thought it would be more than what people are telling me.
Yes.
Um, but the prices spiked, and I don't know what to think. I think people who wanted cards got cards. I think people that use from home, I'll say it like that, have been
Yep.
using from home. If this is your life, this is not any different for you. And I
No.
think anticlimactic aspect is something that people didn't think about.
Well, and I think being the number 24th state also
Mhm.
kind of dwindles that, right? A little bit. The
Mhm.
aspect for people, like the excitement. It's not like how it was when we saw Colorado and California and Washington and all these other states first starting. back then I was one of the rares with Mary Jane and you, Dr. B, who
Mhm.
literally we were all saying the same thing, like it should have already been here right then and there. But
No, I
all these
said,
years later, here we are.
I said it'll never happen in Ohio. That will never
Right.
happen in Midwest. That's what I
I
thought
know
it
it
was
will
a West.
happen in Ohio.
I
I
thought
mean,
it
I
was.
worked for a long time to make that happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's. I noticed after when the dispensaries finally opened in 2019, I think it was, and I
Yep.
went to Terrasana. It was probably one of the first to open in
Mhm,
Columbus, so I went to
mhm,
Terrasana. I don't know if you guys remember Angelica Warren, and I went
mhm,
with
Yep.
it with Angelica. And Angelica, here's the brain cancer patient. She's had 11
mhm.
surgeries. She's
Mm.
standing out in the cold. It was like in March, but it was like 30 degrees out with the wind and snow. And I said, Angela, we got to go inside. This is bad for you. Come on, we got to go inside. No, we will stay in line until we're asked to enter. And that was an hour and a half later. And that's
Wow.
how long the lines were. And the one bitch I had about it is, Teresa, if you knew this was going to open and you were going to have patients like Angelica standing in line, wouldn't you have chairs? Wouldn't you have heaters? Wouldn't you
I don't
have,
think they thought
yeah,
about it like that. You're saying that they knew. Maybe they
they
did,
didn't
maybe
know.
they didn't. But I don't think people think about the medical patient. I really don't.
Well,
No,
I
they
think they should have when they
absolutely
opened
don't
it
have
on
a
the very
primary on
first
it.
day. Don't you think? I mean, because only the patients could get in. It's not like anybody could come and stand
But
in line.
most a lot I don't wanna say most, because I built a practice of very sick patients, but a lot of other practices have patients that are healthy and have a sore toe.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, I think it's a little oversimplification because that sore throat toe could be indicative of diabetes, for example.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, Mary Jane. I mean, I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, it could have been Bob Marley and he had, like,
well,
melanoma,"
okay,
and
it could
that's
have been
not
Bob Marley. Yeah, okay, fair enough. No, I'm just
I'm
saying
trying to
that
help out your argument that I'm disagreeing with. That's what I'm helping out your argument that I don't agree with, but yeah.
okay. But nonetheless, like I say, I kind of expected when that was my experience with opening it up. The hour and a half line to get into Terrasana on a cold March day. So I figured, well, I was at the dispensary last week. I got what I wanted, and I'm not going to waste my time standing in line for an hour and a half to be able to go in the dispensary and buy adult use because I'm going to show you my medical card anyways, because so I can get the heck out of here.
Well, let me say this.
We
I don't do St. Patrick's Day. I don't wake up at 5 a.m. I
no.
don't do Black Friday. I don't do I'm not doing all that. Okay. So I mean, there's certain people that are not going to show up day one and stand in a line forever for anything. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I think there are a lot of people that are like that probably have home use. I'll like to call it that. That probably are just
Yeah, she's
waiting
awake.
for things to calm down, and
Yep.
not be involved in all that. But
Mm.
whatever.
So do you think,
So
let me ask this, do you guys think that by now, this is 2 days out, if I went to a dispensary, do you think I'm going to have a big long line to wait in?
If it's good enough, I
Yeah,
mean,
the weed is good enough.
right. And I know in Detroit, when we went recreational, some of the collectives that we've done some crossbreeding with species and different cultivars with up there, um, they had 4 to 5 hour wait lines,
Wow.
and theirs ranged from anywhere of about 75 to 95 an eighth. So you're
well, let
talking,
me say this. There are a lot of dispensaries in Michigan that closed
yes,
because the street market is stronger than the dispensary market. I talked
and
to a
that's
guy
been
today,
hard.
and that's been really hard because they worked hard
The
to get
Yes,
street
those licenses.
market, you got to understand,
yeah,
the street market was here before the dispensaries. So it's just
Yes.
like you still gonna get it from the street regardless, because yeah, we got the dispensaries and everything, but you still got Ray down the street with the good weed.
yep.
So
And
I
then
gotta get to
they
know
they
you.
are
I
the ones
love
who are the
I
breeders.
want to know
You
your
get the
minister. I
better
want to know your
breeders through
preacher.
that.
huh?
Give me the name and number of your preacher.
I know, right?
Yeah, see, you get in my neighborhood, you get it from the church.
Bottom, right? We'll put,
I don't want to go to your church. You just made me religious.
I don't know about the church weed. AJ, I know you missed that part, but I don't know about the church weed. But keep in mind, there was a pastor in Atlanta that actually recommended they have the largest land church in Georgia, or no, that he said in the country, and he wanted to grow cannabis to get people to come back to church. They will all have a part ownership in this grow, and they would all have to work the grow. And
that'd be amazing.
Tons of press, because basically they're like, you're already, if you feel like the church won't accept you in, the church will accept you in. If you smoke, come work our farm. Let's grow it. Let's grow economic, growth together, generational wealth together. And I don't know if he's wrong.
In 2018, in 2018, out in Ashland, Ohio, okay, right?
Yeah, I know.
Northeast.
That's
Ashland, Worcester. Yes.
I know where it is.
Do you know how many Yoder family members in 2018 were at their farmers market selling hemp products and cannabis?
It doesn't surprise me unless because when we were running the ballot issue, we had Amish come to us to want to circulate petitions. And what was that county up there? It's the Amish county, you know what I'm talking about? Holmes County.
Yep.
Yeah. They wanted to circulate petitions.
That's my bet.
Doesn't surprise me.
The Amish been growing weed since day one.
They're the ones who know it.
They've been growing weed since day one.
You're
Michelle,
right.
what did
They
you
actually
say?
have.
I didn't hear you, Michelle.
Yeah, that's my backyard. They've been doing it a long
That's
time.
your backyard.
Also, I'm a ordained minister. I want to start a church in Ohio. Who wants to join me? I'll start it right now.
She said,
in the dark. Sean here, he's got an opening at his church there. In fact, he's going to have you a roadmap to show you exactly how to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your assistant pastor. I'm gonna be your assistant.
Yeah. All right. Praise the Lord.
So, no joke though. Mother Cannabis does do weddings. She is with an officiant, and she does cannabis weddings. And so, if you're looking to get married and you want to have that special wedding, call Mother Cannabis without a doubt. Well, everybody, we're way over time now. I miss doing this with you. It is definitely my stress reliever for the week. Sean, we're so happy to have you on. You can come on every week. You can come on anytime. We're happy to have you here. And it's good to see our authors and to have this moment with you. As usual, it's always a great time. And happy Lionsgate Portal. Happy Ohio Recreational. Don't bed rot.
Yes.
Get your ass out of bed. And thank you all for spending some time with us, and have a good night.
You guys.
All right, y'all.
I agree. I think this is a great show. It's a great show, guys. Thanks so much. And Sean, great to meet you.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you guys. I'm going to meet you again. I'm going to see all you guys again.
Come on back.
Perfect.
Have a good night, everybody. Wait, I'm pushing the wrong button. Pay attention to me. I'm pushing the wrong button. I'm trying to figure it out. It's been a while. It's been a while.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day in every single way.